grandeur, grandeur. Okay, this is grandeur, not dure. That is wrong pronunciation. Grandeur. Jo, R is in air. When you pronounce the word, the R is in air. In air in the sense, you will not stress the word R. Grandeur. Grandeur. Okay? Now next there is another word, splendor. Splendor. This is splendor. Okay? So this splendor, what is the meaning of splendor? What is the meaning of splendor? What is the meaning of grandeur? Please tell me. Glamour, you know, there is a lot of style, right? But what is the meaning of splendor and grandeur? Anybody can tell me? Okay, write down the meaning and the word. Grandeur means, you know, something which is very impressive. Something which is very impressive, especially appearance. Something which is very impressive, especially appearance. Especially appearance. And splendor, which looks splendid. बहुत बढ़िया दिखने वाला. Which looks splendid.
Ma'am, impressive.
Impressible. This is what you are saying. Impressive.
Yes, ma'am.
Impressive. Impressible is not any word. Impressive is the word, which is very impressive. Okay. So the poet has an idea that it is not necessarily the things which, you know, are very glamorous and the things which have some grandeur, which has things which have some splendor, which look very beautiful. They are always useful. It's not like that. Sometimes the modest, the humble, the unassumable things, unassumable, about which we can't assume anything good, unassumable things. They can also be helpful in your life, right? So that's why particular he emphasizes on this, you know, the combination of the words dust of snow. He didn't use only the word snow. He didn't use the word flake of snow, right? He just used the word dust. Dust is very simple, very humble. So this is very apt, you know, title. And on the other hand, you know, when we talk about human nature, so human nature is this, that they just get fascinated towards such kind of things, which are like, which have the splendor, glamour, and grandeur. This is a human nature. So even its most humble and ordinary simple aspects like handful of snow have the capacity to deeply impact us. You have, you know, the human nature is like that. They are very emotional. Okay. And handful of, you must have seen when you go to any hill station and there is snow all around, what do? You take handful of snow, you throw on each other. It gives you immense pleasure. It gives you enjoyment. It gives you amusement, isn't it? So that means that snow is just, snow is a very simple thing. But when you play with that, it gives you lot of encouragement, enjoyment, amusement, all these words you can use. You must have seen, this was my second class, and I give stress on vocab, right? I try to use maximum words so that you can just keep those words in your mind. That is very, very important. Understood? So title is very apt here, whereas the poem. So whenever you get any question, whether it's, this is a message, this is a title, this is a what we call theme, right? Don't straightway start with the content of the poem. Never do that. Okay? Be little philosophical. If theme is asked, then your answer has to be philosophical answer. Then come to the content of the poetry, and then you can just write that. Understood? So title is very apt. I hope the title is clear now. Then what is the message? Next question is, what is the message conveyed by this poem? Online students can also participate in that. Message क्या है? देखो, I will today send you the whole content of this poem. All these things, message भी मिल जाएगा आपको, सब, you will get everything. The whole material you will get. But I want you people to think from your own brain. You know, I'll send a PDF today in which the whole poem with all the questions, extracts, everything will be provided to you. Don't worry about that. I will send in the group also, and handouts, exercise will be given, right? But I want you people to use your brain's message. Raj, what is the message of the poem? Online students, are you sleeping? Yes. Very simple. You know, negative things can bring happiness in your life. One should have a positive attitude. Be optimistic. Don't be pessimistic. Okay. Don't discard the things which seems that they have no value. Right. These are the messages of the poet. Okay. So message is quite interesting. The poem conveys the message that nature has a romance about it which can transform our mood and take away all gloom from our life. And nature treats every creature and every object impartially. Nature treats every object impartially. Nature doesn't think he's a human being and that is just an object. So the treatment is different with him and different with this object. Nature doesn't think like that. Nature is impartial. I'm stressing the lines, I'm stressing the words so that you can keep those words and lines in your mind. Okay? So everyone and everything in nature has the power to impact the minds of the human beings. So snow spreads itself all over evenly and it can. And there is the crow. For crow, I have used one word, if you can give me. On that day, it was a very, what can I say? It was a long word. Yes? No. For crow, I gave a word on that day. Online students, for crow, I gave a word on that day. Inauspicious. You forget the things. You don't remember. What is the meaning of inauspicious? Unpromising. Right? So when there is crow, which is unpromising, inauspicious, there is a tree, which is poisonous, hemlock tree, and its instrument, and they become just instrumental. Instrumental to provide you joy. Instrumental to provide you happiness. Isn't it? And in a person burdened with a lot of tensions, a lot of sorrows, everything sheds. Everything sheds with the touch of these, objects and things which in everybody's mind, you have the notion that all these objects are full of negativity, but it's not like that. This is the message. Make your answer a heavy answer, please. Understood? Yes. Now, theme I discussed with you on that day. We are going to start with the literary devices which are there in this poem. Okay? I hope you know some of them. Do you know the literary devices? What are literary devices? Do you know that? Nahi pata? Okay. We will discuss today only the literary devices of this poem. But in next class, I'll try to take all the literary devices once. So, ek hi baar mein kar loge, then again and again. I mean, there will not be any need to try to understand the meaning of particular. So let's take, we call them poetic devices, as well as we call them literary devices. Now, what are poetic devices or literary devices? If they are used in the poetry, we call them poetic devices, right? Otherwise, when they are used in literature, they are called literary devices. you can call them. If it is used in poetry, particularly poetic devices, otherwise you can call them literary devices also. It's so difficult to speak a lot behind this mask. All right. So, literary devices. What are literary devices? Or poetic devices? No, I just need the definition first of all. Definition of literary devices or poetic devices. What are they? Why are they used? Why are they used? For example, there is one word. I can say that snow is as light as cotton. See, snowflakes are as light as cotton. Okay, as light as cotton. Now I can simply say snowflakes are very light in weight. I can simply say that, right? But I am saying they are as light as snow. It is as clear as crystal. Okay? Life is like rat trap. Do you understand rat trap? What is rat trap? Are you there, online students?
Yes.
Okay. What is rat trap? Anybody can answer rat trap? Yes, the trap which is used to catch a rat is called rat trap. We say life is rat trap. Now I just said this, life is rat trap. Can you justify this statement? Any one of you? Can you justify with some example of your personal experience? Life is rat trap. Online students also can participate in this discussion. See, courses we can easily do. What extra we are doing in class is very important. Isn't it? Isn't it? What's your name? I forgot. Adil. Okay? Adil, Shreya, Rohan. Huh? Ankit. Himanshu? Yeah. Ashish and Viraj. Okay. Varjot. I say Viraj. Sorry, Varjot. Okay. Yes. Life is rat trap. Anybody can justify this. अभी हमारी जिंदगी तो rat trap है भाई. अभी क्यों है? कैसे है? That you have to just explain. What happens in a rat trap? Okay, I'm making a rat trap. A journal rat trap which we use. Isn't it? Okay. Here what we just, mama fixes here, piece of bread or cheese or anything. Okay? Or chapati. This is what she does. Why does she do this? To trap the rat. Right? So rat gets attracted towards food. Life is rat trap. How? Because we all are trapped by with materialistic things. That's why life is rat trap. So it is a, life is, if I don't write here like, okay, life is rat trap. It is a metaphor. It is a metaphor, which is a literary device. Isn't it? Otherwise, in simple words, I can say life is very difficult. Okay, and we just get attracted towards the thing, and you will easily understand what I said. But when I say life is metaphor, sorry, life is a rat trap, then you had to think actually. This is what literary devices do. They made you think. It's not a simple poetry. It's not a simple literature, right? What happens here? I'm writing snowflakes are as light as cotton. Here, as when we use as for the comparison, then Yes, you tell me which literary device is that. Rest of you will not tell if you know. When we use as for comparison, as here, there is comparison of life with the rat trap. Okay, there is a comparison, but as and like, these two words are not used. But comparison is there. That kind of device is called literary device, metaphor. Okay, here, when we compare as light as cotton, and we are using as, or we use like, which literary or poetic device is that? Yes. We did it in 9th class, 8th class, 7th class. Nowadays in lower classes, they have started with the literary devices. Anybody knows? It's not smiley. It's not symbolism. It's a simile. Simile, not smiley. Okay? Understood? Next time you will not do this mistake, right? So it is simile. We call it simile. It is a second literary device. So we started with the question that what is, you want to drink water? Okay. We started with the question, what is literary device? Literary devices are the words which are used as the tools to beautify the writing, the literature, the poetry, to make it more creative. That is called literary device.
Ma'am, can we say it to make meaningful?
Yes, it makes it meaningful. Soumya is there?
No, ma'am, Janvi.
Okay, Janvi is there. Janvi, it's fine. You can say that it gives some meaning to that. Otherwise, also it will give the meaning. Only the important part is that it enhances the beauty of any piece of work of any writer. It enhances the beauty. So that is called literary device. Write down the definition, please. Literary devices are the words. Literary devices are the words which are used as the tools, to enhance the beauty, and creativity, the beauty and the creativity of any piece of poetry, or any other piece of writing. Okay, understood? Now, writing. Any other piece of writing. Okay, some examples I have given you here. Life is a metaphor. Life is a rat trap. That is an example of metaphor. And are you writing everything? All right, important points, please write down. Now let's come to this poem, Dust of Snow. The literary devices which are used here. The first one is alliteration. Okay, please don't say tration. Alliteration. Little e is there. Sound of e is there. Alliteration. What is alliteration? Write down the definition first of all. Alliteration. Alliteration is the occurrence of same sound at the beginning of closely connected words. At the beginning of closely connected words. Okay? Closely connected words. It creates a musical effect. Now you have poem in front of you. Tell me the lines in which alliteration has been used. Open your book, please. Dust of snow. Raise up your hand. Just raise up your hand. Yes? Yes. It gives musical effect. All right. So, examples in your poetry. Rohan, first poem, please open Dust of Snow and tell me the example of alliteration. Did you understand what is alliteration? पहले समझ आया definition से कि नहीं आया? Just let me know that, Rohan. Did you understand that? Right? The first letter will be same. Like suppose in one line there are 2 to 3 words and the first letter, the sound of the first letter is same, not only the letter. I am talking about sound. Yes, who is there online saying may I? Soumya, yes. One example.
Example will be have given my heart and saved some
Yes, that's it. First example I have got from Soumya. I'm not going to repeat it here. Yes. And saved some part. Okay. Yes. This is add. Just a minute. Who is this? May I?
I'm Janvi.
Yes, Janvi.
Ma'am, in the first stanza, the way of crow, the dust of snow.
Where are the two words same?
Yes, ma'am, the crow and snow.
Crow and snow, how can they be same? They are rhyming. That is rhyming. That is rhyming. Here, alliteration is, suppose, okay, I'm writing one sentence here. Has given my heart. Now here, see, has, H sound, and here, H sound. Sort of it. So this is an example of alliteration. Understood, Janvi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Second example, yes. Second example, alliteration. Second example. Anyone else? Yes, Shreya? Any other example? Yes, definitely. And yeah. And saved some part. So here, S and S sound. Adjacent words or closely connected words, the first sound of the first letter has the same sound. They are called alliteration. Don't ever forget this now. Because because you have 11 poems. So you can imagine that how many times you will have to find alliteration. So please understand. Next time I will not tell, next time I will ask. Clear? Yes. Next is number 2. Next is enjambment. Enjambment. A-N-J-A-M-B-M-E-N-T. Enjambment. Enjambment. Anybody can tell me what is enjambment? Have you heard this word before? You heard this word before? But you don't know what is it? Okay. Anyone else in the class? All right. No problem at all. See, enjambment is when there are 2 to 3 lines of the poem. They are in continuity and there is no use of punctuation. Punctuation, you understand? There is no comma, there is no full stop. In the continuity, those lines are there. That is the example of enjambment. Remember that. Write down the definition. Enjambment refers to the practice of running lines. Practice of, it refers to the practice of running lines, refers to the practice of running lines from one to the next, without using any punctuation mark. Without using any punctuation mark. Understood? Okay. So this whole poem, did you see anywhere the punctuation? Nowhere, no? There is no sign.
full stop.
Yeah, only in the end there is one full stop. Otherwise, the whole poem is an example of enjambment. So you can write there, whole poem is an example of enjambment. Whole poem is an example of enjambment. Clear? Clear? Let's take the third literary device, that is symbolism. Symbolism. Okay. Now, what is symbolism? Basically, some of the symbols will be used. There will be use of some symbols to signify the ideas. Write down. Write down. Symbolism. Symbolism is the use of symbols. Symbolism is the use of symbols to signify ideas and qualities. Ideas and qualities by giving them symbolic meanings. By giving them symbolic meanings. Ideas and qualities by giving them symbolic meanings. Understood? All right. So here there are a lot of examples. You will tell me now. Examples. Hemlock tree. Okay. So crow. Yes, all the three objects. Hemlock tree and
Dust of snow.
Dust of snow. And you know to which quality they symbolize. That I have already told you. Understood? Yeah. Symbolism is the third one. And fourth one which is used in this poem, that is imagery. Imagery is, yes, you can say that we can imagine the whole picture in front of our eyes. When you read this poem, when there are some of the words like snow, like crow, like hemlock tree, like there is a poet, there will be some kind of image in front of your eyes, in your mind, of that landscape. Okay, there is a tree, everywhere there is a snow, there is definitely snow, and when we talk about the flake of snow or dust of snow that falls on, it is not mentioned which part of the body of the poet, but it is mentioned that it was fallen. So that also we can imagine. That is called imagery. Write down. Imagery is the poetry refers to mental picture. Imagery is the poetry refers to mental picture or images which are evoked in the minds of the readers, mental pictures or images which are evoked in the minds of the readers. Okay, so this whole poem, that is an example of imagery, where there is visual imagery of winter landscape, and in the landscape it gives the picture of landscape, and there is definitely the forest scene, right? And it is covered with the snow, trees are covered with the snow, and a crow that perched on hemlock tree, that is also a kind of image that comes into our mind. Then there is a change in the mood of the poet. That also comes into our mind. Understood? Yes. Okay. Next is rhyming. Rhyming or rhyming scheme also you can say. Rhyming. So here, what rhyming scheme has been used here? A, B, A, B. Everybody knows this? Everybody knows this? They'll ask. You know what is rhyming scheme? A, B is clear? Great. Okay. So this is all about the poem, Dust of Snow. We are done with this here. Fine. Today, in the evening, you all are there in the English group now. Anybody who is not in the English group? Why? You want to be in the English group? Do you want to be? Then you will have to tell ma'am that please add my number, give your WhatsApp number. You gave on that day your number, isn't it? Then how did it miss? Let me see. Your name is Adil. Adil. Okay, Adil, I'll tell ma'am to add your number. Fine. So in the evening, you will get all the notes of this poem. Clear? Okay, fine.
Ma'am, what's the meaning of evoked?
Evoked. Evoked means something which arises in your mind. Understood?
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Okay.
Excuse ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I am also not there in English group.
What's your name, beta?
Ma'am, Soumya.
Soumya. Okay, Soumya. I will write
I'm
your
also
name.
not there.
Okay, let me write. Soumya, what's your number? Tell me your WhatsApp number. Soumya. Soumya?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am. It was not. Ma'am,
Yes,
it is
your number.
781
781
4091
4091
678.
678. I will just repeat 78140 91678. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And Bhavit is there? Bhavit, your number
Yes,
is
ma'am.
not there? Yes. Just tell me your number, WhatsApp number.
9888
9888
00
00
50
50
13
13.
3.
All right. Okay, so I'll repeat your number 9888 00 5013. Your numbers will be added after the class.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Fine. So here, any doubts, just let me know first of all, so that we can just wind up with this. Dust of snow. Alliteration दोबारा. चलो करा देते हैं alliteration. Okay, you need to do alliteration. You need to understand alliteration. Okay. Suppose I write here smart, sensible girl. All right. It can be in any poetry or anywhere writing. If I write here amiable, friend of mine, active and alert. Okay. S sound is repeated. A sound is repeated in the same line. This is about the sounds. Okay. When the sound is repeated in the different words, they are closely connected or little far, but still the sound is same. That is called alliteration. As in your poetry, heart and the other word is has and heart. Understood? Clear? Okay. All right. So this is over here. Now let's come to a little grammar portion. As I promised today, this. Fine. Grammar is the backbone of English language. Everybody knows. Without grammar, completely failed in this language. Let's talk about, let me check your knowledge first. Part of speech. Okay. In your syllabus, you have tense, you have modals, you have subject verb concord, you have active passive, isn't it? Yes, it is there, right? Then you have narration, you have direct indirect speech, which we call, right? Which is very, very important and quite confusing for some of the students. I know that. Okay. So lots and lots of things are there, but I am going to start with this thing, parts of speech. Who will tell me the different parts of speech today? Parts of speech. When you were in lower classes, teacher used to teach you. Beta aaj hum parts of speech karte. This is not 10 standards, like this is definitely the base of English language. Okay? But you have to tell me what is parts of speech.
Ma'am,
Nobody.
ma'am, it
Yes.
is like noun, pronoun.
Exactly. Who is this?
Ma'am, Soumya.
Yes, Soumya, very good. Okay. Noun, pronoun, verb, adverb,
Adjective.
adjective, okay, prepositions, conjunctions, interjections. Then we do modals, we do tense, we do subject verb agreement, right? Part of speech. And when we do speech, we do active passive, which is called voice, yes. Okay? Which is called voice. Then what else? Anything is missed? Proverbs. Proverbs are not in the ground. What is proverb? Yes. What is proverb? Can anyone tell me proverb? Proverbs are just like in Hindi, they are just sayings, muhavre, you know, proverbs and idioms. Okay? So we are going to cover everything in my class. I will start with the scratch. That is noun. Because I have my reasons for that. My major reason is that if you will not start with the basic, then many of the things will not be cleared. In the later part, when you will write something in the writing section, definitely in the grammar section also. So today I'm going to start with the first part of speech, that is noun. Quickly I'm going to take, I'm not going to elaborate too much, but I just need you people to know the basic. Now what is noun? Very simple. Yes, what is noun? Himanshu, no? What is noun, Himanshu? Make this list in your notebook first of all. Write all the words. Online students, you too. Make this list. Don't waste your page right there. Are you writing, online students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Janvi is there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Janvi, you were there in my previous class also?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you are the same Janvi?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, welcome, Janvi. Anyone else who was in my previous class? Rest of students know, I think. Okay, Janvi, what is noun then? You must know.
Ma'am, object, things.
Name of the object, not object and thing. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? Right? So, whenever I say what is a noun, noun is not an object. Name of the object. Okay? Be precise, correct. Always. Half knowledge, little knowledge is always harmful, dangerous. So one should have, whether you should not have any knowledge or you should have full knowledge. Not half knowledge of anything. Okay, so first I'm going to take that is noun. Fine. Chalo. Nouns are naming words. Name of thing, place, and person. Everybody knows. And animal and bird, anything. Okay, are called nouns. Now, the type of the noun. You are going to tell me the types of the noun. Online students can tell me the types of the noun.
Ma'am, common noun, proper noun.
Okay, two I got. Common noun, proper noun. That's it. Finish. Yes. Collective noun. Collective noun. Collective noun. Right. Yes. That's it. Very good. Abstract noun. And one is left. One is left. Don't you think that you are in 10th standard and what is the use of this? Lots and lots of use of this. You will get to know in your future classes. And the last one is material noun. Okay? Now you should not forget. Okay? Because when you go for mathematics, right, you are doing any calculation. Tables you did in your lower classes, still they are needed, isn't it? In all the calculations. Similarly, in English language, basics are always needed. You shouldn't forget. Let's just see this. Common noun is very simple. All the names of the things, common person, common words, right? They are common nouns. Proper nouns. Example of proper noun. It. Don't you say that. It is a. What is it? But from parts of the speech, what is it?
Pronoun.
Very good. Pronoun. Okay. So this is pronoun. Noun. Fine. I'll come to that also. So proper noun. What is Rohan proper noun? It is used for proper person, proper place. For example, Chandigarh. For example, Rohan, Shreya, Simrat. These are the proper nouns. Let's come to material nouns first. Material noun. Yes. Yes. Names of the materials. Don't say material. All the things. All the materials. They have some materials. Thing can be pen also. Pen is a thing. But pen is a common noun. Pen is not material noun. In this pen, which word you can give me which is a material noun? No. The company. The company. Really? Material. Material. Company's name is material now. Really?
Plastic.
Plastic. Who is this? Bhavat?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. This is made up of plastic. So the word plastic, that is material now.
Why not the content inside the
Content inside the pen? Ink we can consider is a material. You can consider it material now, right? You can consider. But the name of the company cannot be considered.
I was saying the proper noun.
Yeah, proper noun is that find the name of the company. Okay. All right. Then there are more examples in this room. Can you tell me quickly the material noun? In this room? Wood, iron, plastic, leather. That's it? Okay. All right. Let's take, yeah, glass. Abstract noun. What is that? Abstract noun. Abstract. What? There is one word which is called impalpable, or there is another word intangible. The things which are impalpable or intangible. The names of the, for example, the feelings, right? Now give me some words for feelings. Had
Ma'am,
hate,
danger.
danger, hate, love, which is the most important thing everybody. Huh? There is online jealousy, right? Excitement,
Ma'am, warmth.
warmth, depression. All these words are from which
Abstract noun.
are abstract nouns. Which one? Sullen. Sullen is also an example of abstract noun. Understood? I hope this is clear now. Abstract noun. Other than this, there are names of the subjects. Names of the subjects like physics, biology, English, any subject, mathematics. These words also come under the category of abstract noun. Clear? All right. Now let's come to this. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Now, collective nouns, we should have some of the examples. Book. Okay. Or class, not room, class. Huh? Army. See, don't say army. Shreya, R is almost silent. Army. Army. Huh? Pack. Pack of wolves. Or any other animal. Deer. Okay. What else? Herd. Not horde. Herd. H-E-R-D. Herd. Herd of sheep. Not sheep. Sheep. Sheep nahi. Sheep. Herd of sheep. Not sheep. Okay. Singular and plural. Same. Anything else? File. P-I-L-E. File. File of books. Okay. Anything else? Any other word? Bunch of trees. Bunch of grapes. Okay. Any other word? That's it? Shoal of fish. Shoal. Fishes. For fishes we use, or for fish we use. Then for that we also use school of fishes. These two words, yes, school also is used for fish. Clear? So these are some of the examples. There are many more examples. All right. Now, when we are talking about nouns, there are always some errors in using nouns, isn't it? So let's see the errors. Okay. I write here one sentence. Okay. I'm going to write here one sentence. Bouquet. Let's say this. This bouquet of flowers very beautiful. Correct answer I want.
Is.
Are you sure? Shreya? Okay, flowers. Why is this, Shreya? So we are using on the behalf of this, not in behalf of this. Remember. Yes. All right. All right. Your trousers dash very nice is us.
Are.
Why are trousers is or us? Is. And who is there online student is saying us?
Ma'am, Janvi.
Yes, Janvi, why are
Ma'am, because trousers are plural.
trousers are plural? Is it, what is trousers? Trousers, right? So do you use the word trouser or trouser? Honestly tell me, trouser or trousers?
Trouser.
Yeah. Most of you use the word trouser. Actually, it is trousers. Okay? There are similar words which are nouns, like for example, scissors. You say, give me scissor. This is what you say? You say scissor? Tell me honestly. All right. Goggles. Give me goggles. Give me your goggles. And nowadays people, they use the word shades. Okay. Then there is another word, spectacles. Now you can see with all these words we are using S. You people say, Mama, pant kahan hai meri? This is what you say. I know that. You don't say pants. Pants nahi wo. Please say pants. Pants. Give me my pants. Mama, meri pants de do. Start it.
I'm like, I know these pants are used, but it is like a force of habit.
So you should come out of that. What happens? Now you are in 10th standard. You will clear your 12th, then you will be like, you will do your degree, then you will go in the professional world, right? In that professional world, that habit will give you trouble. Better time to remove it. Okay? All right. Similarly, you say, Mama, jean nahi mil rahi hai. So that is jeans. With all these words, we use plural helping verb, not singular helping verb. Remember that. Okay? With all these words. Why? The reason is they come in pairs. Pair mein aata hai na? ठीक है? Then suppose there is socks, shoes. Okay? Okay? Now when you will say, I need a pair of socks. A pair of socks is missing. Okay? A pair of socks is missing. You will not say a pair of socks are missing. Similarly, you will say, my socks are missing. That is the difference. There is, in other words, hair and hairs. Hair and hairs. Now, what do you use?
Ma'am,
Oh, my
hairs.
hairs. Who uses hairs? And who uses hairs? You say hairs? Hairs or hairs? here, without his. So is there any word here? Can we use word here anywhere? Okay, that I get this thing that we have to use the word here. I've got very nice hair, right? I don't say I've got very nice hairs. Fine, I understand that. Can we use here's word anywhere? Can we use? Nowhere? Then you all are wrong. We can use, but when the number is mentioned, for example, your 2 hairs have turned gray. आपके 2 बाल सफेद हो गए हैं. Then you will use hairs when the number is mentioned. 2 hairs, 3 hairs, 4 hairs. Clear? That is the difference. So, little part of noun I took quickly. Okay, I hope little things are clear now. Fine. Which were not, or you must have forgotten. Now everything has been revised and revived in your brains. And quickly, I will just take pronouns. Oh, determiners I forgot. We will do determiners also. It's a very important topic, isn't it? Quickly, I'm going to take pronoun. You're going to tell me what is pronoun. You didn't write anything, as if you know everything. No, about the noun. I gave a lot of words to you. You should have a habit of writing. Try to make the notes of everything which is done in the class. What are pronouns? The words, we call them replacing words. Replacing words means they replace nouns. Okay. Now, one sentence I want, let's say 2 sentences I want, in which you can mention noun as well as pronoun. Tell me. 2 sentences. Think, right? 2 sentences in which you can mention noun as well as the pronoun. In 2 sentences also you can write. I said two sentences. I said that. 2 sentences. Yes. Quickly. Is it that difficult? Online students, are you listening to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So give me 2 sentences in which you are using noun as well as pronoun, so that there will be the clarity. What is pronoun?
Ma'am, I am eating a burger.
Mommy.
I am eating a burger. Where is pronoun? Where is pronoun for which noun has been used?
Mommy.
You said, I am eating burger. This sentence I got from online student.
Ma'am,
Right?
Ruhani and her friends are going to mall.
Yes, Ruhani
And her friends are going to mall.
and her friends are going to mall. Okay, I took this sentence. Now tell me the pronouns and nouns. Yes. Yes, tell me, online students. This is from your side. Yes. Rohan, did you write any sentence? Yes. He is playing football. You did not understand me, huh? Playing football. Sure. I am really just writing all the sentences. Yes. Pardon? BMW is my favorite. All right. BMW is my favorite car. It is extremely expensive. Sure. This sentence I liked a little bit. These two sentences, they are connecting to each other. Pardon? Say it again. Raj is studying for his exam, but his friends went out. Chalo. ठीक है. चलो, I've taken enough sentences. Fine. BMW. Pronoun? He said yes. It is a noun. Okay. In these two sentences, you have to tell me pronouns and nouns. It is a pronoun. Okay. It is replacing BMW, right? So it word is a replacement word. Any other word in these two sentences, which is a car is a noun. Any other word which is pronoun in these two sentences or noun? How can favorite be? Favorite is an adjective. In these two sentences, still there is one word. My. What is it? My. What is it? Noun or pronoun? It is pronoun. Let's take next two sentences. Raj is noun. Okay. His and his is a pronoun. Any other word which comes into the category of noun or pronoun? Friends. What is it? Noun. Friends is noun. Okay, that's it. Then studying is action verb. Okay. Next sentence. I am eating burger. What? No. Burger is noun. And I is pronoun. Then next. Rohani is noun. Friends noun. Her pronoun. He noun. He pronoun. Right? And mall is noun. Football is clear. Okay. So we will close it today here, right? In our next class, we will continue with the pronoun as well as we will do fire and ice. Okay, bring your books in the next class. Plus, I will give you handouts to do some exercise based on dust and snow. You will do it here in the class. So that's why I'm saying, just go through thoroughly. You have class day after tomorrow now. So just go through the notes which I will provide you thoroughly. Just give one reading to that so that when I give you the exercise to do in the class, you can do that. Clear? That's it. Thank you. Day after tomorrow we are meeting now. Here. Fine. I hope you enjoyed the class. Can I take my mobile now? Thank you so very much. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. पानी पिला दो एक गिलास मुंह बंद करके बोलना इट्स सो डिफिकल्ट मास्क के साथ